Yo guys, welcome back to another video by the Sweet Science, breaking down boxing one punch at a time. So today we're going to be going through the heavyweight clash that everyone is talking about. Fabio Wardley versus Joseph Parker. Now what a fight that's going to be. I feel like they're both explosive punchers. Obviously Joseph Parker is a seasoned veteran when it comes to heavyweight boxing, and Fabio Wardley is that guy that's coming up. Obviously winning his last fight by devastating fashion, a knockout, and obviously Joseph Parker has been smashing up the heavyweight scene recently. I think he fought Bacoli recently, and it was only like a 3 minute fight, even though it was a replacement for Danny Dubois and Zile Zhang and Deontay Wilder before that, and winning both of them fights. It's gonna be a good fight, 100%. However, it was a bit tough for me to find out or to analyze who is gonna win, but I'm gonna break it down for you now. Look at Fabio Wardley first. Yeah. Now, just quickly, I'm gonna pause this. Before we go into it, obviously this was his last performance, and let's be honest, he didn't perform the greatest. He struggled a little bit with Justice Hooney's like work rate and his like the way he was boxing, coming in and out. And Justice Hooney, I feel like I didn't know much about him, but when I watched this fight, I've got to say he's very technically gifted as a boxer, and he was able to manipulate the range, kind of really take basically break down Fabio Wardley. And maybe the occasion for Fabio Wardley was a lot. It was in his hometown at Ipswich football ground, so he had a lot of support there. However, he did get the win, what was good, but it wasn't his best performance. But again, one punch can change a whole fight. But let's go into it. Let's break Fabio Wardley down. So Fabio Wardley's style is quite loose. I mean, considering he didn't really have a stellar amateur career, and look at that, Justice Sweeney already came above and up top, double jab to the body and top. Was really good. And Joseph Parker, the thing is with him, he hits harder. He is very well seasoned, and Fabio Wardley needs to understand this and take this in consideration. He can't just go out there and expect Wardley. He can't expect himself to just knock out Joseph Parker. I mean, Joseph Parker's never been knocked out. He's been knocked down, obviously. I think by Dylan White the first time in his professional career, and then by Zile Zhang, I think twice in that fight. So he's prone to getting knocked down, yes, but he's a tough old cookie. And with Joseph Parker, he has had a lot of amateur fights and a good pedigree. But look, see Justice Honey, if he's very good in the inside as well. He kept on catching Fabio Wardley with all kinds of different shots, to the body, to the top. And I'm not like, no disrespect to Justice Hooney, but he's not even ranked like top 5 in the world. And this is what I'm saying, because he's had such a good amateur career himself, he's able to bring that here. And this is where Fabio Wardley lacks a little bit. Fabio Wardley should not be in the ropes backed up there. Not the type of fighter that he is as well. And this is some great shots by him. The thing about Fabio Wardley, see, this is great work. This is really good work. The thing about Fabio Wardley, he possesses really good power. Really strong power. And he can, obviously, by the end of this fight, what he did. And he's trading off him, but he needs to kind of just step on the outside. He's longer than him. He's taller than him. And he doesn't need to really engage with him so much. Good shot to the body there. But again, see them shots there I was just explaining, yeah? These kind of chopping shots, that's good. By Joseph Parker, that's going to hurt Fabio Wardley. Yes, he's got a chin, Fabio Wardley. He's been in some wars with David Adelaide. He's been in some wars with Fraser Clark. And his chin has been tested. But Joseph Parker is a different kettle of fish. When he hits you, it's going to hurt. And he's very explosive and faster. Yeah, and even though, look, Justice Hooney has just got this, he's just in control. And look, this is great boxing. I don't think he possesses enough power to really hurt Fabio Wardley, but his shots are effective. And this is one thing that Fabio Wardley needs to really consider when he's fighting Joseph Parker. He can't come in with this kind of way of style of boxing against someone like Joseph Parker, because I'll be honest with you, it's going to be early doors. Yes, he's good work. He's just second to the jab, second to everything. I think with Fabio Wardley, just saying, if he comes to this fight bit fights at his own pace, makes it a tricky fight for Joseph Parker, and kind of roughens it up, he has a really good chance. Because the thing is, with a boxer like this, when you're clinical, when you're neat, when you're tidy, the only way to really break you down and make it such a disadvantage for you is to make it rough. If you go back to seeing when Dylan White fought Joseph Parker, he roughed him up. And Joseph Parker had the absolute nightmare the whole fight. He was pushing him, throwing him, and using his strength. Fabio Wardley, I feel like, is stronger than Joseph Parker. He looks bigger, he looks stronger, but he's not fast and he's not clinical than Joseph Parker. So hopefully he can utilize them skills and the dark arts kind of thing, like make it a bit of a rough fight for him, and he has a really good chance. I'm not saying he's a bad boxer, but I don't think he's as good as Joseph Parker technically. But yeah, this is the 7th round, and you can see there's a few cuts on Fabio Wardley's face. Yeah, I mean, he's keeping his pace there, but Justice Huni is just relentless. And so is Joseph Parker. He's still there. He's working the body, working the head. And Joseph Parker has that in his locker. But I feel like Joseph Parker is a lot more explosive than Justice Huni. And he possesses more power. So are these shots going to, take their toll when you go later into the rounds? Good thing about Fabio Wardley, yeah, as I said earlier, he possesses a lot of power for heavyweight. He's known for his power punches. He's knocked out a fair share of his opponents with that right hand, and he's fought some good boxers. But this is his kryptonite. He's boxing against someone that is really good with their work, with their footwork, with their range, with their defense. As you can see, he tucks up nicely. And he's looking for the right hand. Any boxing coach will tell you, if you go out there looking for the right hand, you are not going to land it. Simple as that. You can't look for it. It's about your timing. That's, I think, one thing that Fabio Wardley does need to work on. This is where Fabio Wardley can really, bring his strengths to the ring. If he just lands that one shot, he's gonna hurt Joseph Parker. Now Joseph Parker does have a chin; he'd be able to come back and try to fight. But the thing is, when you get hit with a shot like that and it puts you in your ass, it's hard to kind of recover, and it might take a few rounds to recover. But in them 3 rounds that you're recovering, you're still gonna be hurt. And I feel like he's boxing better here, Fabio Wardley. He's using his jab now, setting himself up, so hitting the body. And this is what I'm saying. He's setting that shot up. Look, he's hitting to the body, and it's gonna come, the right hand, and everybody sees it. And this is what his corner probably told him: hit that body, stab that body, make him think about the body. There we go. This is boxing for you. Now, let me go back to it again. He kept on hitting his body. If you see him with that jab, hitting that body there again, and then boom, over the top. And this is what I'm saying. This is how he needs to think about it. Maybe this was a game plan all along. Take him to the later rounds and then, hit to the body and hurt him. But this is what Fabio Wardley can do. You can't write him off against... Yes, he might be fighting a veteran, but this is a smart bit of boxing. Ben Davis probably installed some, boxing IQ in him and just said to him, hit the body, and then stab. They probably worked on it in training camp. And the thing is with Fabio Wardley, everybody says it's a lucky shot. He was probably working up to the shot anyway. He was probably waiting for the shot to happen. And there we go. Let's move on to Joseph Parker now. I'm going to show Joseph Parker versus Deontay Wilder because Deontay Wilder is a power puncher. He's orthodox. Obviously, don't get me wrong, Fabio Wardley and Deontay Wilder are 2 different styles. And Joseph Parker's had another fight after Deontay Wilder. But I'm trying to show that how does Joseph Parker withstand with a big power punch that's a bit taller than him, a bit bigger than him as well. And Fabio Wardley is a bit taller and a bit bigger than him, and they both possess a lot of power, Fabio Wardley and Deontay Wilder. And this is what I'm saying. So with Joseph Parker, one thing I would definitely state to you about Joseph Parker is he's a very fast heavyweight. And a lot of people don't realize this, maybe because he's big and he's quite strong, but he's very explosive and fast. Probably one of the fastest heavyweights out there. barring Usyk or I'm just trying to think of any other fast heavyweights. No, yeah, he's probably up there with Usyk as with the fastest heavyweights in the division. And speed does kill, but so does timing. If he kind of leaps in like that with Fabio Wardley could catch him with a straight right, as like he did with Justice Honey, and hurt him and put him on his ass. So that's one thing Joseph Parker needs to look out for. And the thing is, they're both, compared to their last fight, or this fight for Joseph Parker and Fabio Wardley's fight with Justice Huni, they're both looking for the right hand. Look, if you see here, look, he ties him up, and that's it. He looks for the right hand again, and it's already been 3 or 4 times he's looked for the right hand, and it's only like the 4th round. It's probably a lot more, obviously, throughout the round 1 and 4, but he's looking for the right hand again, and that's what he's trying to do. He's looking for the right hand, and Deontay Wilder's just stung him there. I think he can't do that against Fabio Wardley, because Fabio Wardley will catch you. He's got good timing with his shots. Yeah, he's not as experienced as Joseph Parker, but he will catch you again there. He keeps coming in with the same kind of thing. Double jab, right hand. And look, comes over the top of the right hand. I think Deontay Wilder kind of clocked on a bit as well, and he got hit good there, look. Oh look, he leaps forward. See, look, let me show you very close. And he's done it a few times. Look out throughout this fight that I've been showing. Look, he's leaping forward with his right. Yes, he's a bit taller. Now, let's say, look, where he leaps forward here, look. He leaps forward here, yeah? Look, he's come from here, and he is sprung forward into Deontay Wilder. And this is a big issue what's going to happen. He can't just spring forward like that, because if you, like someone like, let's say, obviously he's not fighting Usyk, but someone like Usyk's caliber, let's just say, would just uppercut and move. And the thing is, if Fabio Wardley is watching over Joseph Parker, he needs to understand, yes, he's going to spring forward, throw that right hand, throw that uppercut and move. Because he's coming into you, the momentum's already there. It doesn't even need to be a hard shot. It just needs to connect, that's all. Fabio Wardley's got all the power anyway. In his punches. And this is something that Joseph Parker really needs to consider when he's fighting Fabio Wardley. Yes, Fabio Wardley is 6'5", he's around 6'4", tiny bit taller, but he cannot come charging in. He can't. The thing with Joseph Parker, if he's going to hit Fabio Wardley with the same shots that Justice Huni hit Fabio Wardley with, Fabio Wardley's going to have a long day and he's going to get hurt. And I don't think he'll be able to withstand 10 rounds of Joseph Parker hitting you explosively. Look, he's just trying to force that right hand. And I said earlier, when you're trying to look for the right hand, when you're trying to look for that big punch, it doesn't come. It doesn't come. Wilder's quite good at his tying him up. See, I think I've seen Joseph Parker throw the right hand about 10 times already. And this is the highlight. See, he's just looking for the overhand right. He's just looking for the overhand right. And Wilder's kind of doing the same now. He just, Wilder's got quite a messy kind of way of boxing. And the thing is, Fabio Wardley, he's quite clean and technical. For someone that hasn't boxed a lot in his amateur career, but he's quite technical and clean. He's a good old boxer. But his thing is power. And if Joseph Parker just runs in, oh, he's changing up now. That's good. He's throwing that left hook. See, that's a good shot there. I know for a fact, Fabio Wardley has been watching this fight and being like, okay, he throws that right hand, he comes flying in. How am I going to hurt him? How am I going to, utilize my skills here where I can, when he comes in and steps in, see, look, oh, that was a big shot. That was a big shot. And this is what I'm saying. He's fast, he springs over, and he'll come charging forward towards you. What I really don't want is I don't want Joseph Parker going headfirst into with Fabio Wardley, because one, you're going to end up getting a cut because you go and clash heads. Secondly, I just feel like if Fabio Wardley's smart enough, I mean, it's easy to say, I'm not saying I'm no professional boxer, but if Fabio Wardley is smart enough, he's just going to hit him with the right hand. He's going to hit him with the right hand and knock Joseph Parker out. And he might come back from it, but I mean, you've seen the results with this. Fabio Wardley's got a real gas tank on him as well. He can throw the same shot as same power probably in round 12, in the same round as the same punch in round 9. And he's done it against Fraser Clark the first time. What a fight that was. They went, hammer and toe at each other. and it just showed. And they smashed up each other. Obviously, in the second fight, it was a completely different result. But with Fabio Wardley, he will really hurt you if you're like tying up and coming in. He will, he'll throw that out the cheap uppercut, and yeah, there we go. Now it's getting a bit sloppy for Joseph Parker, and that's what he needs to really worry about. Could I see Fabio Wardley frustrating Parker? No. But, oh, see, that was a great shot. Didn't really connect well, but it was a good shot. But Fabio Wardley, also another thing he's got to look at. If he makes it a rough fight for Joseph Parker, it will take a lot of energy. He is the younger, well, slightly younger boxer. I think if he makes it a rough fight for Joseph Parker won't be able to use his skills. But it's good. Look, see, Joseph Parker's just in control now as well. He's not really throwing the right hand as much. You probably realise he's not getting as much success as he is, and he wants to. Yeah, and Parker just confident here. Look, I think Parker knows he's won this fight as well, but it doesn't mean you can take your foot off the gas. But yeah, going again, look, he's coming forward, 12th round, they're both going for it. But that's what I'm saying, see, oh, that's a great shot. See, that's another thing, Fabio Wardley, he doesn't want to also run into a shot with Joseph Parker because he keeps winding that overhand right. And you get caught with them on the chin, I don't care who you are going to be on the canvas. Especially when it's the heavyweight boxing game. So that's another thing, look. And yeah, Deontay Wilder ain't the best for technique, but doesn't mean if he doesn't land a punch, he's not gonna hurt his opponent. Like I have been saying, Joseph Parker and Fabio Wardley is gonna be a great fight. Two big heavyweights, two big punches as well. Now, the points to take away is Fabio Wardley possesses a lot of power in his right hand. He's got his timing on check, and he is proven to really hurt his opponents. Now with Joseph Parker, the points are he's a clinical puncher. He is a good finisher. I'm not going to say he's a bad finisher, but he's also very tough. So he's been knocked down on canvas twice in his fights. He's never been knocked out in a fight, obviously nor is Fabio Wardley, but the resume on both boxes are a bit different from each other. However, this is a big step up for Fabio Wardley. If he does get past this, I feel like he will be in line to fight with Usyk. Either boxer will be in line to fight with Usyk and kind of like get all the belts. But it is going to be, I feel like, a slugfest. Both boxers are going to try to look for the right hand. Both boxers are going to try to knock each other out. They both do possess knockout power and explosiveness. However, I personally think Fabio Wardley could win this fight. And I'll tell you why Fabio Wardley will win this fight. With Joseph Parker, he comes in forward, he comes in strong, and he kind of does the same thing. And he's done it in his previous fights with Martin Bakole. Obviously, it was a short fight, but his other fights with Dylan White, Anthony Joshua. And he got beaten by them because he just does the same thing. I'm not saying that he's not seasoned, he doesn't know how to change it up. Maybe he's with Andy Lee now, he's changed up his style. But he can't just do the same thing against Fabio Wardley. You see with Justice Sunday, he was changing up. He was chopping the body, he was chopping the head, making it difficult. And what you've got to understand, with someone like Fabio Wardley, he's not technically gifted, but he's strong. You don't want to be in the inside with him. He'll throw you around. He'll chuck an uppercut in there. And most important, you don't want to come in double jab, hands low, because you'll get hit over the top. However, the same thing with Joseph Parker. You don't want to kind of stand there. And Fabio Wardley is a bit flat-footed. He doesn't move as well as heavyweight counterparts, and I don't think he moves as well as Joseph Parker. But with Fabio Wardley, he's a fresher fighter. I feel like Joseph Parker's had a lot of wars. He's been in a lot of fights. Fabio Wardley is on a come up. But I do feel like Fabio Wardley will time his shots and he will knock down Joseph Parker. Either, I'm not sure, it could go 12 rounds and it could go on points. But it also could be stopped early. But then I just don't see Joseph Parker kind of being that person that is just going to lay on the floor and just, he doesn't give up easily. He doesn't, obviously no boxer gives up easily, but like, he's hard to take down. However, my win is on Fabio Wardley. Obviously, he's a British fighter as well. I want to back the British fighter. But how I feel like he's going to win, he's just going to keep catching Joseph Parker with the right hand, especially when he comes in. And the thing is, he comes looping over with that left hand. So the right hand, I mean, loops over with that. When he comes looping over with that, he's exposed to being hit. He's exposed to being knocked out. And the thing is, it doesn't take much power, especially for someone like Fabio Wardley, to hit you to your stunned. And if Fabio Wardley kind of makes it a rough fight for him and kind of pushes him around and makes it difficult, Joseph Parker's gonna have a lot of problems. I just don't see enough in Joseph Parker's, let's just say, locker to beat someone like Fabio Wardley. But let me know what you guys think. Drop your comments down below, and yeah, let's see what happens on Saturday, 25th of October.